And now the man of the hour. Paul Elio is a visionary. He's an entrepreneur who had a dream and is seeing it through. He conceived a vehicle that is reliable, economical, and safe. A vehicle that will be manufactured in the United States using parts and equipment made in North America and utilizing 100% tested, proven technology. Paul, whose background is in mechanical engineering, has spent much of his professional life focused on automotive technology development and holds numerous patents related to mechanisms. He is a founding partner of ESG Engineering, which developed the three-wheeled vehicle we're about to see, and that you will be learning much more about today and in the coming weeks. He has an amazing personal and professional story, one that I'm sure we'll be hearing and reading much about as this exciting journey continues to unfold. Paul, you have tirelessly pursued your dream to manufacture this vehicle and, I'm glad to say, locate that manufacturing in a former GM plant. For that, we are all extremely grateful, and we wish you the greatest success. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Elio.
Thanks for the kind introduction. You know, as CEO, I get way more credit than is my due. You know, to get something to this point takes a very large team of a lot of talented folks. And as this day approached, I reflected on that, and how did we attract all these talented folks for this project? And, you know, I asked myself, is it the product? And at that point, the drape's supposed to come down. There we go. And folks seem to like the styling, and it gets 84 miles per gallon. It's anticipated 5-star crash rating in all directions, and we can sticker price it for $6,800. Yeah. And I think the product characteristics are compelling, and I think that is part of it. But I don't think that's the whole thing. I think there's more to it than that. I think it's more of the why of Elio Motors than the what of Elio Motors that attracted this team. Our board of directors, for instance, we have Jim Holden, former CEO of Chrysler. Ken Way, former CEO and chairman of the board of Lear Seating for 25 years. Dave Schrembry, former president of Smart Car USA and an executive at Mercedes-Benz USA for a couple of decades. And last and certainly not least, Stu Lichter, who owns IRG, and in addition to being a board of director member, financially backed Elio Motors on this deal, which kind of mattered. And his involvement, I think, was a key to getting the community support. He has a long track record of taking over buildings like this and filling them with jobs. And so without his involvement and support, I'm certain this wouldn't happen. Yeah. Our internal team, Steve Szymanski, our VP of Supply Chain Management. Really, the founding date is a meeting between Steve and I, and he's got a successful business that he's leading to do this full time. Joel Sheltron, our VP of Governmental Relations, when he terminated limited out of the Michigan state legislature, he was asked to run for U.S. Congress. He said, no, I'd rather work for Elio. Well, and the point is the folks here, it's not like they don't have something better to do. They all have great options, but they chose Elio, you know. Gino Raffin, he's a 35-year Chrysler veteran and spent his career running facilities like this, and he will run this one. Our suppliers, Jeff Johnson at Takata has worked tirelessly for free and for fun, nights and weekends, in addition to his regular duties to get us here. Cliff Boggs at Altair, I think he's actually more excited than me about this. He's here today. And Jim Berline of Berline, he's our marketing and advertising partner, and again, worked for free and for fun for 4 years to help us get where we're at. And then the outside enterprises. There's Racers Trust, you know, Bruce Rasher and Elliot Laws. I think Bruce and I have talked more than any other two individuals over the past year, and he's glad to not have to talk to me quite as much. The Caddo Parish Council. You know, we had a similar opportunity several years ago in a different community, and we needed exactly half as much help from them as we needed from you. And they said, no, you know, we can't do that, but we wish you luck. And unfortunately, wishes don't create jobs. And that site, we could not get it under control. It went to a demo guy. It was torn down for the scrap value, and it's now a 3.3 million square foot empty slab. Because you guys were willing to help us out, this deal is possible, and we can fill this place with jobs. So thank you. In the state of Louisiana, they've been incredibly helpful and gave us a very nice incentive package. So throughout all this, why Elio? And the product characteristics is part of it, but I think it's what Elio does for folks is a big part of the reason why people get behind this product. There's 95 million cars on the road today that are 11 years old or older. There's an enormous number of clunkers out there. And those folks are having to say a Hail Mary before they turn the key each day, hoping to get to work or school. You know? And the first time ever, it is cheaper to drive a brand new vehicle under warranty than it is to drive a clunker. Your gas plus your payment on an Elio is cheaper than your gas on a clunker. That matters to people in their daily lives, and that matters to the folks that have helped us get to this point. Middle America. You know, we all buy vehicles for special purposes. You got 3 kids, you don't buy a 5-person sedan, you buy a minivan, because occasionally after soccer you want to take a couple extra kids to pizza. You know, you buy an SUV because you need to tow the boat to the lake every other weekend. And because there's not a low-cost, high-mileage alternative, you end up dragging that metal everywhere else you go. This will make a difference in people's lives. In Middle America, you can afford to both have this and your minivan, or this and your Yukon. And it'll save money, and it'll help our environment, and it'll create jobs here in America. Is that it? I think we're getting closer, but that's still not the full story. You know, I became an engineer in part because America's trade deficit troubled me, and I wanted to make my career's work to make some small difference in that. You know, at the time I was choosing a career, the headlines were about Japan. Now the name's changed to China, but the problem is the same. Every month, month in, month out for decades, we buy billions of dollars more stuff from the rest of the world than we sell. That has to change. We have to make things in this country again. And the project was kicked off from a similar emotion. It was the summer of 2008. Oil prices were going through the roof, and I'd watch the news every night and just get pissed off at seeing all this wealth pour out of our country to the Middle East. And my ex-wife said, you know, you ought to just stop watching the news, it just makes you mad. And I took a walk after that comment, and I thought about it, and I thought, no, instead of getting mad, I'm going to do something about it. And I went into work the next day, and I kicked off the project that became Elio Motors. And back to the manufacturing, we have the white flag up. You would be shocked at the number of city, state, and county officials who have asked me, why aren't you going to build this in China? I'm like, are you kidding me? And in all honesty, I've never heard that in Louisiana. But I swear to God. But I heard it over and over again. We have the white flag up, and we don't need to. We are still the best engineers and the best manufacturers in the world. And we have proved to ourselves and to our stakeholders with data that we can build a low-cost, high-mileage, high-quality vehicle in this facility with 95% North American content. We can do this. And in the next 18 months, we're going to prove it to you by actually doing it. Now, you have to crawl before you walk. And initially, this vehicle is designed to be built and sold in America only. But before this decade is out, we will build vehicles in this facility and ship them to Europe. We will build vehicles in this facility and ship them to South America. And we will build vehicles in this facility and ship them to China. In conclusion, it is the why of Elio Motors is got all these stakeholders, these quality folks involved to get the project to this point. Elio Motors will make a difference in people's daily lives, it will make a difference in our environment, and it will make a difference in our economy. In short, Elio Motors matters. Thank you.